This video is for educational purposes only.
The challenges within this video should not be replicated, as some of them are dangerous, and I want to stress the fact that I do not condone any of these activities. I am purely providing insight and context for some of these ridiculous internet stunts.
In the early 2010s, the Cinnamon Challenge took the internet by storm.
The Cinnamon Challenge is described as a viral internet food challenge where participants film themselves eating a spoonful of cinnamon.
And if you haven't been living under a rock, you've probably seen videos like this.
Cause I don't know how much you're supposed to take, so.
That's a lot of cinnamon, bro. Oh my, that's damn near a whole cinnamon tree. It comes from a tree, right guys? Now, what if I informed you that this very innocent challenge could have some very serious, dangerous health repercussions? Today, we're going to be discussing deadly internet challenges. Now, according to the Medical News Today article, the Cinnamon Challenge has led to many calls to poison centers, emergency departments, and hospitalizations. So to break it down in simple man's terms, you're essentially clogging all your tubes. Pause. A woman is trying to end the Cinnamon Challenge after her son's Radar's 4-year-old son Matthew choked after ingesting nearly a whole container of cinnamon powder. That is just tragic, bro. But my question is, how are you accessing a whole canister of cinnamon at the age of 4 years old? At 4 years old, I don't even know. I didn't even have consciousness yet. I definitely didn't have access to the internet. I was probably watching Barney, bro. And I don't mean to dogpile the parents or nothing, but this is a completely avoidable situation, man. And it's crazy because nobody has ever completed the Cinnamon Challenge successfully. If you're attempting this at the age of 4 years old, that's the same thing as writing your own name in a death note.
Over and out.
Next up, the NyQuil Chicken Challenge. Now, I believe this is a relatively newer trend compared to something like the Cinnamon Challenge from back in the day, but the NyQuil Chicken Challenge is exactly as advertised. Take a look. They are literally seasoning their chicken with some goddamn NyQuil. And can we zoom into this guy's hand? This don't look like a brother to me. Somebody of the African-American community is using some Old Bay and some Lawry's and calling it a day. Y'all gotta take a seasoning class or something, bro. This is not how you marinate it, bro. I mean, look, bro. Does this look appetizing to you? I'm sorry, I'm not cooking my chicken in a shield potion from Fortnite.
The FDA issues a warning as reckless teens try outrageous sleepy recipe.
And it got so bad that the United States Federal Drug Administration, or the FDA, issued a warning against the TikTok challenge. Don't do the NyQuil Chicken Challenge. I'm just trying to spread light on some dangerous things. I could be saving a life right now, who knows? The NyQuil Chicken Challenge just has to be one of the craziest struggle meals of all time. And hey, I was struggling. I was making hood hot dogs with regular wheat bread, or the hood churro, where you roll up a piece of bread in some cinnamon and butter. Hell, I've even ate my cereal with water before, and by far, that is the worst thing I've ever done. Don't do that. I don't recommend it. It is terrible. Eat it dry. But I say that to say, nothing ever made me down bad enough to cook my chicken in some goddamn Tylenol. Now, even though these challenges are often seen as harmless trolls, legitimate fatalities and actual casualties have occurred. According to the Washington Post, in 2020, a 15-year-old girl in Oklahoma reportedly died while attempting this challenge. And it says, even if you don't eat the chicken, inhaling the medication's vapors while cooking could cause high levels of the drug to enter your body. And this is just an example of a social media trend gone wrong. Let's just stick to doing the renegade and maybe some harmless, silly little pranks. We're gonna be at a social media apocalypse where everybody's just trying to one-up each other and doing insane things to see who can go more viral. Hey man, like Donald Glover said, this is America. The Blue Whale Challenge. Before the making of this video, I was actually completely unaware of what the Blue Whale Challenge is, but let me break it down to you. Have you ever seen the movie Saw? Well, this is exactly what happens in the Blue Whale Challenge. The Blue Whale Challenge was an online game that spanned for 50 days. Every day, you were sent a different task to do until day 50, which ultimately leads up to you getting wasted in GTA. Obviously, guys, don't do this. Now, day 1, the tasks will start out innocently, and slowly it will become more violent and gruesome as time goes on. Now, I have a screenshot of some of the directions from the game that I cannot show on YouTube. I'm gonna try to read some of the light-hearted ones. One of the directions says, wake up at 4:20 a.m. and watch psychedelic and scary videos. Another direction says, draw a whale on a sheet of paper and send a photo to the curator. Day number 9, you must overcome your fear. Day 18, go to a bridge and look off the balcony. Day 22, go to a roof and sit on the edge. Day 24, a secret task will be upon you. Day 28, don't talk to anyone all day. According to the BBC News, pause. Hundreds of were reported to be linked to this so-called game. Now, as I mentioned before, on day 50, the game asks you to write your own name in the death note. It was estimated that 130 might have done it. Now, like all games, there's always a developer. Russian psychology student named Filip Budekin claimed he created this game and was convicted in 2017 in Serbia for his role in multiple different deaths. Filip originally claimed innocence and stated he was just trying to have fun, but eventually pled guilty in 2016. Since then, in June 2017, a man named Ilya Sidorov was arrested in Moscow and was also accused of setting up a blue whale group to encourage to do these things. And then in 2018, a financial analyst named Nikita Nironov was arrested for allegedly masterminding the entire Blue Whale game. Sinister, evil, and mentally deranged individuals. They belong in the conversations of the Jeffrey Dahmers, Dylan Roofs, Jeffrey Epstein, scenes. But strangely enough, these names have been swept under the rug, and this challenge has not seen very much media coverage. But hey, that's why I'm here, to give you some of the news you would have never ever heard about. The Tide Pod Challenge. Now, most of you probably know the Tide Pod Challenge by now. It involved ingesting some Tide Pods. Obviously, don't do this. Do not do this. You shouldn't do this. Eat a Sour Patch candy instead. I believe the Tide Pod Challenge came about in 2016, and a lot of casualties occurred because of this, and they even faced multiple lawsuits related to the Tide Pods due to this challenge. During 2012 and 2013, Tide Pods were responsible for sending an average of 1 child a day to hospitals. Another lawsuit was filed by the parents of 13 young children who all suffered painful and serious injuries. Damn, 13 kids? You're fertile as hell, bruh. After receiving reports of more than 17,000 pod-related injuries, they finally took steps to improve the product's packaging in hopes of preventing children from accidentally ingesting the pods. So at least they did take a step in the right direction, and since those times, I have not heard too much about the Tide Pod Challenge. Luckily, this one has died down immensely. The Hot Coil Challenge. The Hot Coil Challenge is one of the goofiest things I've ever seen. You know how they used to brand slaves back in the day? The Hot Coil Challenge involves lighting your stove burner on the highest heat and putting your arm on there. For what reason? I don't know. I guess just being viral. Being viral is just so prioritized nowadays. Go to college, get a nice high-paying job, and call it a day. Having clout is not that big of a deal. The Salt and Ice Challenge. The Salt and Ice Challenge is an internet challenge where participants pour salt on their bodies, usually on their arm, and ice is placed on the salt. Again, don't do this. This causes a burning sensation similar to frostbite, and participants try to withstand the pain for the longest time. Why? The only thing you can do is brag to your friends and be like, oh, I had salt and ice on my hand for longer than you. Haha. You still get no money, you still get no hoes, you still have no girlfriend, and nobody loves you, bro. Let me not be a hypocrite, because I actually participated in this next challenge. Spicy foods. Most of you guys will know what the Pocky One Chip Challenge is, or even the world's hottest gummy bear. Well, guess what? I've done both of them. Now, my excuse was that it was a stream incentive, and I had to do it as a challenge for entertainment of the viewers. That's the same reason why everybody else is doing what they did. But yeah, bro, I say this to say, don't do those things. The One Chip Challenge is bad, but the world's hottest gummy bear is even worse. I was damn near hospitalized because of that thing, bro. And I be eating spicy food. I get my pad thai noodles on maximum heat, and extra wasabi is a mandatory thing when it comes to my fried rice. After eating this, I immediately had to go to the local grocery store and get some damn Tums. And let's just say my food exit cavity was writhing in pain for the next 3.5 business days. This stuff is not meant for human consumption. I'll tell you that right now. This is the type of stuff that Rick Ross would put in her champagne and she wouldn't even know it. If you want to take somebody out, don't use chloroform. Just give them the Pocky One Chip Challenge and watch them suffer. The Condom Challenge. Now, there were multiple different condom challenges throughout my time period. The two that I'm talking about involved putting a water-filled condom on your head, and the other one was putting a condom through your nose and letting it come out of your mouth. Two things, both kind of zesty. They're both actually different forms of choking hazards. According to this article I found, this condom challenge hasn't elicited any deaths, thankfully, but it is very dangerous. Now, another article that I found was from a doctor warning about the dangers of snorting a condom. That just doesn't sound like a real sentence. What are you doing with your life, bro? Dr. Daniel McCrimson says that it could bypass the throat and lodge into your trachea. Never-ending trends are putting children at risk. Why would you want to take a risk that was that unpredictable? Get a job, find a hobby, go play some sports or something, bro. You have better things to do. Most of my childhood challenges involve shooting a half-court shot until you make it, learning how to juggle, and seeing who could stare into each other's eyes for as long as possible without blinking. Gen Z cooked themselves and are paving a way for Generation Alpha to do even worse. In conclusion, if you're gonna do a social media challenge, make sure it doesn't influence any of the younger generation to do some harmful activities. Us as internet users need to do a better job at keeping the place safe, because it's really never worth it to risk your life for views. But that was some deadly internet challenges. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, join the Discord, and also sub to the second channel. Second channel is officially launched. Clap it up. I think by the time of this recording, 2 to 3 videos will have already been out. So if you like my content, like me, like the things I say or do, sub to the second channel, please. I've seen a lot of people in the comments asking me for daily uploads. On this channel, that's not possible, bro. This channel, uploads gonna be once a week, and on that channel, expect multiple videos. If you want to see more of me, just sub to the second channel. Damn, it's low-key been a minute since I held the mic like this. But with that being said, it's love to all. I love you, and I'm out.